Hello everyone, today we are checking out AmaneKanata covering Idol from YOASOBI. Now, we checked out Idol not too long ago. If you'd like to see that reaction, it is on the channel. But I have not heard Kanata sing. I don't know if maybe it was in some group song we've reacted to or something, but I could not tell you what Kanata's voice is like. So this is really my first exposure to her voice and how she sings, and this is also a pretty recent cover, so it's topical. Let's just see what this is all about. So without further ado, let's get into things in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. Alright. We're already opening with some backing vocal, and she's already got a very high-pitched voice. It's already very like treble focused, but we've got a backing vocal that is even more treble focused. It's on top of that, going higher. Ooh, that's cool. I know in the original that was like sort of like an anthem, like a chant, but I like how she kind of made it almost like operatic. She filled up her abdomen a bit, she kind of straightened out, and you can hear how she projects that differently there. Ooh. Nice. Nice. Throughout that entire part, you can hear her slowly edging towards those deeper vocals, but not going too deep. You know, she's always kind of teasing it, going lower, but then she comes up high and references those treble tones once again. But we've always got the swelling backing vocal supporting it, which is more towards that mid-tone, which you can hear her now sort of transitioning towards. Oh. Sorry, I was very wrong about that. She's still going high pitched. I thought I heard a mid-tone transition there, but I guess I was mistaken. Not completely wrong. You can hear her going a little lower, but I'd say it's a little more soft. She's not necessarily going too far into a mid-tone, but you can hear some of the notes she's hitting are definitely lower than her previous register. So we're getting sort of this mid-tone and then jumping up high pretty frequently, and we've got the keys here also matching the vocal melody as well, which is an interesting support, you know, because we've kind of had a bit of keys before, but they were a little more sporadic, whereas here they're very directly supporting the vocal melody, which adds the intensity of the track. This is definitely more for mid-tone here. Alright. Okay, I want to mention here, her vocal demeanor changed just a little bit for this chorus here. She's, you can hear she's focusing more on her throat rather than, you know, before we were kind of getting a couple lines where she was kind of more abdomen focused. Now she's coming up to her throat a bit. You can hear she's like tightening up her throat to add intensity to the track. And she's got a very clear, high-pitched voice here, but I expected a little more impact on the transition there, but still, I really like the vocal tonality we've got for this chorus here. Nice. Okay, before we get into this part, I just want to say the inflection that we're getting throughout this vocal track has been incredible, because we're getting a lot of personality, and the original song did have a lot of personality, had a lot of flavor in the vocals, but this cover here, AmaneKanata, I keep wanting to say katana. Kanata is she's got a very, very impressive control over the inflections she's adding, her vocal demeanor going into each lyric, not just each line, because you can hear she's manipulating her voice for every different lyric she hits. You can kind of hear she's got intensity, she loosens up on it, and then she adds the intensity back for the transition. And now let's see how she does it for this segment. Alright. Nice. Okay. I want to say I enjoyed that, but I wish that there wasn't so much distortion on the lower track. You know, we got these really nice higher tracks with the vocal demeanor. You know, we've got this demeanor switch up. We've got this kind of muddied instrumental backing, but you know, there's lower vocal tracks that were layered on top of the more treble based vocal tracks. Those vocal tracks had a little too much distortion on them, you know. And I think, you know, that was obviously intentional. That was intentional distortion, but as a personal preference thing, I would have liked to hear a little more of her lower tone there. We still got some of it, but I would have liked a bit more of Kanata's lower tone to be shown off there. Nice. Ooh, I liked how she did that there. That was really nice. I liked how she did that. You can hear how she kind of jumps up, not quite head voice. I don't want to say like a head voice or falsetto, but it was, you know, a more airy. You could hear the lift in both pitch and just physically. You know, you could hear the lift in her voice, and then she very, very delicately does a run back. That was very, very nice. Oh, okay. Very clear vocals here. Nice. Those are good choral tracks. Ooh, nice. That was a good use of just a little bit of vocal fry to add that emotion, add intensity to, especially when a segment slows down. Because, you know, we have this this energetic drum backing, and we're pulling that away for an emotional piano track now. So when we're getting these soft, breathy vocals, you still want to carry some of the intensity from before. You know, you don't want to have. You obviously want to make a big switch up, a big transition, but you still want to keep some elements of at least the intensity where the song was going. You don't want the progression of the song to feel out of place. So getting that little bit of vocal fry, that emotion in her voice, adding intensity, that's a very, very important, and that was very well done. Right there, nice. Ooh, nice. Ooh, nice. Good choice on instrumentation. Adding that bass in was a wonderful decision to add. Just a big switch up. You know, you still want to have that chorus. You want to like do the chorus again, but you want to switch things up. This is, you know, your big moment, and we're getting some wonderful vocals as always, but we're getting that bass track, which adds so much more step, so much more energy, and a lot of people don't realize that when they get a bass track and they put a bass track in, getting that bass track with just enough volume in the mix adds so much more. Nice. Nice. Ooh. That was a nice higher register. Nice. Wow. Okay. Those chants, even the original song, those chants always caught me a little off guard. They sounded out of place, but I think this cover handle the chants a lot better than I think the original song did. I think the chants, but obviously in the original song, the chants were more of an audience, watching, and so it was fitting that they would be a little out of place and like quite different from the song, like the main elements of the song. But here, I think this cover was a much better way to smooth those chants in to make it a part of the song, which I think embodies a cover a lot more than the original song. Because in the original song, the chants were more so to convey a message, to illustrate a scene for the listener to imagine. But in this cover, this is just sort of an interpretation of the song as a whole. So it makes more sense why in the cover, as opposed to having the chants be more of an element of setting, it makes sense why the chants would be more part of the song instead. And I think that's a really, really good way to handle making those chants. So yeah, I really, really liked this. Kanata's voice is very, very clear. I have to say, she's got a very good clarity on those higher pitched notes. It's very impressive. She sounds very comfortable in that higher register, which a lot of people, they'll sing songs that are sometimes entirely based in a higher register, or maybe they'll even talk in a higher register regularly, but it can still sound strained. It can still sound a little shrill. She does a very, very good job of hitting those higher register notes, but having a good support, good clarity in those notes without having any shrillness, having any of that, sheer unintentional intensity in her voice. So she always has good control over both her pitch and her demeanor. So massive props to Kanata as well as anyone who worked on the music team for this. Awesome job. I'm very impressed with this. I'm very happy. So thank you very much for watching. As always, feel free to recommend more in the comments below. Aside from that, I will see you all on next time. Thank you so much.